The Atlanta Falcons signed an important player. If you're new to the channel, we're Detroit Lions fans, but this channel fully dedicated to teams that just kind of get overlooked by the national media, and the Falcons are one of those teams. We've been on you guys for a while. Everyone laughed at you when you drafted a quarterback last year, but we were like, I don't know, this could be something. And this year really feels like, all right, you got your quarterback. You're going to really do some things, and your draft was good. You were aggressive. Holy smokes, were you aggressive, but I love it. And now, maybe kind of under the radar, you didn't notice you did something that was really important. Is you got Simeon Barrow from Miami, defensive tackle, 6'1", 285. So measurables are a little weird. Doesn't stand out super crazy from a kind of a physical aspect. However, you'll see in this video, this dude, holy smokes. So he could remind you of Grady Jarrett. Now, again, there's like, we're not saying he's going to be anything like Grady Jarrett, but he's undersized a little bit for defensive tackle, but he gets in there, makes things happen. So the fifth-year senior who was heavy on starting experience but light on measurables, Barrow lacks the size and length of an NFL interior defender but flashes good upper body power, sheds and makes the tackle. His lack of mass creates too many rep losses, so he might need to find a home with a gap-oriented defense that allows him to use his quickness and athletic ability to make some noise. Okay. He had 5.5 sacks last year. You need depth at defensive tackle, if nothing else, right? So you look at this guy, though, and I just want to show you kind of what you're getting in this really good player is somebody that can actually get in there and make something happen. And that's all you look, see how he's just kind of going forward constantly? So you're getting a guy undrafted. So you're not looking for him to lead you to the Super Bowl. What you are looking for is a guy that could just be serviceable and get pressures, get reps, get on the field, make the team. And that would be huge, again, as an undrafted free agent. So there's only a few on each team that you kind of highlight as an undrafted free agent that could possibly do something. He is one of these guys for Atlanta. Like I said, each team has a couple, and there's certain positions that just translate for undrafted free agents, whether that's defensive tackle, defensive end, running back, interior offensive line, right? Like an undrafted quarterback. Like clearly he's never going to make the team, and who cares? But there's a little something here that we got to keep our eye on. So again, Simeon Barrow, keep an eye on that. I love that. Okay, next thing that's kind of interesting is that SI came out and kind of did a little report on the NFC South, and they love the Atlanta Falcons. James Pierce Jr., Leonard Floyd, Jalen Walker. It's like, okay, we're not screwing around with edge anymore. We're not screwing around with defense anymore. Defensively, if you're an Atlanta Falcons fan, you got to be so pumped to just be like, we got some athletes now. So we got Penix, we got the coach, we got the quarterback. Defensively, how could we not be better? You lose Grady Jarrett. You lose Drew Dahlman. You lose an edge. But overall, these are descending players that you lost, and you gained ascending players. Leonard Floyd, not so much, but James Pierce, Jalen Walker. So in general, your team is going to get better. You've added ascending players. In free agency, that's when you add descending players, and you see teams do that, and it looks good at the time, and you get big money deals out there, and it's like, it's okay, but the draft is really where it's at. So that's why you got aggressive. Love what you did there. Other good news. So talk about, and we'll get back to that article in just a second, but I think this is interesting too, is projections are coming out. So this is an ESPN projection where what they do, and it's just kind of fun to look at, is they project everything. What they think Michael Penix's stats are going to be, Bijan Robinson. You look at defensively, it's kind of an eye chart. There's a lot to look at here, but there's some things I want to point out because I think it's really interesting. Once they did the composite of all the schedules, the strength of schedule for the Atlanta Falcons is actually pretty tough. They got it 9th overall and a projected wins of 7. I know it's not great news, but what that means is you've got to you've got teams on here and you just never know. However, the good news is you start looking at your team and it's like, well, shoot, Michael Penix Jr., full year, let's go. Bijan Robinson, that's right. Drake London, Darnell Mooney. We got players here. We got Kyle Pitts. And these guys are all in these years of like, okay, it's time. And if they put it together and if they figure it out, then all of a sudden you've got offense that can just stay on the field, move the ball, love it. Defensively, Jalen Walker, James Pierce. Had to have them on the defensive end. You get it done. Defensive line is still like going to be just fine. Corners, just fine. Jesse Bates, safety. You've got enough players to make this happen. What you're looking for is those offensive players. It's time. It's time, Kyle Pitts, to put it all together. It's time, Drake London, Bijan, be the guy that we know that you are, and you win the division and home playoff game, and you do what the Buccaneers have been doing. You win the division, win that home playoff game. Now you're moving on to Philadelphia, Detroit. You're going to play, and you just, who knows? Let's go. But you have to win the division, and your division is winnable because the Panthers aren't there yet. Can we just be honest about the Panthers? And the Saints, I mean, come on. Nobody's taking the Saints serious in the history of, well, in the last 10 years. So it's just like, gosh, come on. Atlanta Falcons and the Buccaneers. And the Buccaneers you're not scared to death of the Buccaneers. That's the whole thing about them too. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. You drafted well. You drafted aggressive. You got a defensive end. You got your defense set. You got an offense that's set to explode. Full year Michael Penix. What if the offense explodes? What if the defense comes along? Because it's very reasonable to expect your rookies to come along and be really just fine. It's defensive ends. Again, I know there's stuff to do there, but it's not like you're bringing in and depending on a rookie corner or something like that where it's like, that's tough. Defensive end. Set the edge. I know this is easier said than done, but like set the edge, get to the quarterback, be athletic, use your moves, do your thing. This isn't that hard. As hard as other positions. Like, it's just not. We know that. So you've got impact players at positions where they can make impacts right away. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Again, make sure you subscribe if you haven't. If you're new to the channel, we talk about the Atlanta Falcons on here because they're one of the teams that people just don't take seriously, and they need to. So let me know your thoughts, and we'll see all of you on the next one.